The Art of Obsession, written by Ethan Hope, published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Introduction. Imagine a world where obsession reigns supreme, where ordinary individuals are transformed into willing servants at the whims of their fixations. Picture a colleague who relentlessly pursues professional accolades, often at the expense of personal relationships and well-being. Envision a friend whose life revolves around their romantic partner to the point of alienating everyone else. Obsession is a powerful force that can drive people to extraordinary lengths, reshaping their identities and dictating their actions. Scarlett Kennedy is no stranger to this phenomenon. As a renowned expert in unraveling the complexities of obsession, she delves deep into the intricate web of human behavior and the manipulative power it holds. With years of research and countless case studies under her belt, Scarlett has become a leading authority on how obsessions shape our interactions and influence our lives. Her insights are not just academic. They are grounded in real-world experiences and observations, making her uniquely qualified to guide you through this exploration. In this book, Scarlett promises to take you on a journey into the art of making others obsessed with you. But this isn't just about wielding power for power's sake. It's about understanding the underlying psychological mechanisms that drive obsession and using that knowledge ethically and effectively in both personal and professional contexts. Imagine having the ability to captivate your audience in a presentation or to influence your team's decisions in a way that aligns with your goals. These skills can be transformative, enabling you to navigate complex social landscapes with confidence and ease. From the outset, Scarlett wants to make one thing clear. This book is not a manual for manipulation in the nefarious sense. Instead, it's an exploration of the dynamics of obsession, aimed at helping you harness its potential positively and responsibly. Through meticulous analysis and compelling narratives, Scarlett will uncover the secrets behind these powerful forces, delve into the minds of different personality types, and reveal both the dangers and allure of wielding such influence. Our journey begins with a captivating exploration of historical figures whose obsessions changed the course of history. You'll learn about leaders, innovators, and artists who were driven by an insatiable fixation on their goals. These stories will serve as a backdrop for understanding how obsession can be both a creative and destructive force. By examining these examples, you'll gain valuable insights into the dual-edged nature of obsession and how it can be channeled for positive outcomes. Next, we'll dive into the psychological foundations of obsession. What causes people to become fixated on certain ideas, people, or goals? Scarlett will break down the science of obsession, drawing from fields like psychology, neuroscience, and behavioral economics. You'll discover how neurotransmitters and brain circuits play a role in obsessive behavior, and how external factors like culture and environment can exacerbate these tendencies. This section will provide you with a robust framework for understanding the mechanics of obsession, arming you with the knowledge to recognize and influence it in yourself and others. As we move forward, we'll explore practical strategies for cultivating and directing obsession in a healthy manner. Scarlett will offer actionable techniques for enhancing your persuasion and influence skills, whether you're looking to improve your personal relationships or excel in your professional life. You'll learn how to build rapport, create compelling narratives, and leverage emotional triggers to inspire genuine fascination and commitment in others. One of the most intriguing aspects of this book is its focus on ethical persuasion. Scarlett is committed to ensuring that the knowledge you gain is used responsibly. She'll provide guidelines for maintaining integrity and respect in your interactions, helping you avoid the pitfalls of unethical manipulation. By adhering to these principles, you'll be able to forge stronger, more authentic connections with those around you, while still achieving your desired outcomes. Throughout the book, Scarlett will share compelling case studies and real-life examples that illustrate the principles of obsession and persuasion in action. These stories will help bring the concepts to life, showing you how individuals have successfully applied these techniques to overcome challenges, achieve their goals, and enhance their relationships. whether it's a salesperson closing a crucial deal, a leader inspiring their team, or a partner deepening their connection. These examples will demonstrate the practical applications of the theories discussed. Finally, Scarlett will address the potential risks and ethical considerations associated with wielding influence over others. She'll emphasize the importance of self-awareness and reflection, encouraging you to examine your motivations and ensure that your actions align with your values. By fostering a mindful approach to persuasion, you'll be better equipped to navigate the complex terrain of human relationships and maintain a sense of balance and integrity in your pursuits. Embark on this riveting exploration of the human mind, where manipulation dances with obsession and the boundaries of power blur into a dangerous seduction. With Scarlett Kennedy as your guide, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the psychological underpinnings of obsession and develop the skills to harness its potential for positive impact. This book is your gateway to mastering the art of influence, enabling you to unlock new levels of personal and professional success while maintaining ethical standards and fostering meaningful connections. As you turn the pages, prepare to be captivated by the fascinating interplay between obsession and control, and to uncover the secrets that lie within the hidden realms of the human psyche. This journey promises to be enlightening, thought-provoking, and ultimately, empowering. Welcome to a world where obsession reveals its true power, and where you have the tools to wield it wisely. Chapter 1. Understanding Obsession, a Psychological Perspective. Understanding obsession requires delving into the psychological mechanisms that drive intense, persistent thoughts, which individuals find hard to control. Obsession manifests through a mental landscape dominated by intrusive thoughts, creating significant distress and interfering with daily functioning. For instance, an individual preoccupied with cleanliness may experience overwhelming anxiety about germs, even in situations where there is no reasonable cause for concern. These relentless thoughts disrupt normal activities and heighten emotional responses. Unlike healthy passion, which fosters growth and satisfaction, harmful fixation traps individuals in maladaptive behaviors that can derail their lives. This chapter explores the psychological underpinnings of obsession, aiming to distinguish between beneficial passion and detrimental fixation. It examines how various psychological principles, such as trauma and significant life changes, contribute to the development of obsessive thoughts. The role of emotion is scrutinized, highlighting how constant intrusive thoughts can lead to chronic stress and emotional exhaustion. By identifying common triggers and understanding the core characteristics of obsession, readers will gain insights into the fine line between healthy enthusiasm and harmful fixation, enabling them to manage and potentially harness these intense psychological mechanisms effectively. Defining obsession and its underlying psychological principles. Understanding the core concepts of obsession within a psychological framework requires examining its defining characteristics. Psychologically, obsession is marked by persistent and intrusive thoughts that individuals struggle to control. These thoughts are not merely frequent, they often dominate an individual's mental landscape, making them difficult to ignore or dismiss. For instance, someone obsessed with cleanliness might repeatedly worry about germs, even when there's no rational basis for such concerns. The constant nature of these intrusive thoughts can be overwhelming, leading to significant distress. Healthy passion vastly differs from harmful fixation, though both involve intense focus. Passion is characterized by genuine enthusiasm and motivation. People driven by passion find fulfillment in their pursuits, whether it's a hobby, career, or relationship. Their engagement is positive, fostering personal growth and satisfaction. In contrast, harmful fixation becomes maladaptive, interfering significantly with daily functioning. A person fixated on counting calories to an extreme might avoid social gatherings involving food, impacting their social life and emotional well-being. This deviation from normalcy highlights how fixation can derail one's day-to-day activities. Obsessions have a profound impact on emotions. Individuals may experience heightened anxiety, fear, and distress due to their inability to control intrusive thoughts. This emotional turmoil can manifest in various ways, affecting overall mental health. For example, someone obsessed with orderliness might experience severe anxiety if their environment is even slightly disorganized. This anxiety is not just fleeting discomfort. It can lead to chronic stress and other related issues. Moreover, the constant battle with intrusive thoughts can drain emotional reserves, leaving individuals feeling perpetually exhausted and overwhelmed. Various common triggers play a role in the development of obsessions. Trauma is a significant contributor, as past traumatic experiences can leave lasting imprints on the psyche. Individuals who have undergone traumatic events may develop obsessions as a coping mechanism, attempting to gain control over aspects of their lives that feel unpredictable or unsafe. Significant life changes, like moving to a new city, starting a new job, or going through a breakup, can also trigger obsessions. These transitions can create a sense of uncertainty and vulnerability, prompting individuals to latch onto specific thoughts or behaviors for a semblance of stability. The psychological definition of obsession provides a lens through which we can understand its key characteristics. Persistent and intrusive thoughts often revolve around specific themes, such as contamination fears, doubts about safety, or concerns over symmetry. These themes can vary widely among individuals, but the common thread is their persistence and intrusiveness. Such thoughts are not easily dismissed and frequently recur, despite efforts to suppress or ignore them. As a result, individuals may engage in repetitive behaviors or mental rituals in an attempt to alleviate the anxiety associated with these thoughts. Examining the nuanced differences between healthy passion and harmful fixation reveals the importance of balance. Passion fuels creativity and perseverance. A musician passionate about their craft might spend countless hours practicing and perfecting their skills, deriving joy and purpose from their efforts. Conversely, harmful fixation might involve an artist obsessively reworking a single piece to the point of neglecting other aspects of their life. This all-consuming focus can stifle creativity and lead to burnout. Recognizing the line between passion and fixation is crucial for maintaining mental and emotional health. Addressing the impact of obsession on emotions involves acknowledging the intensity of the distress experienced. The relentless nature of obsessive thoughts can heighten emotional responses, creating a cycle of anxiety and fear. For many, this means living with a constant sense of dread or unease, as they anticipate the next wave of intrusive thoughts. This perpetual state of emotional alertness can take a toll on physical health as well, leading to symptoms such as headaches, fatigue, and difficulty sleeping. Understanding this emotional impact is essential for developing effective coping strategies and therapeutic interventions. Identifying common triggers for developing obsessions sheds light on the potential origins of these intrusive thoughts. Trauma, as previously mentioned, is a powerful catalyst. Survivors of traumatic events often seek ways to regain a sense of control, and obsessions can provide a misguided solution. Similarly, significant life changes disrupt established routines and create a sense of instability. During such times of upheaval, individuals may become more susceptible to developing obsessions as they search for certainty and predictability. By recognizing these triggers, mental health professionals can better address the root causes of obsessive behaviors. The role of dopamine and reward systems in creating obsession. Understanding the neurobiological underpinnings of obsession is key to grasping how and why these intense fixations develop in our brains. Central to this understanding is dopamine, a neurotransmitter heavily associated with pleasure-seeking behavior and reward systems. Dopamine's role is multifaceted, impacting everything from our enjoyment of food to the reinforcement of certain behaviors through its ability to create expectations of pleasure. Dopamine plays a crucial role in reinforcing obsessive behaviors, largely due to its connection with pleasure. When dopamine levels surge, it signals that an action or experience is rewarding. This signal encourages repetition of the behavior, to experience the same pleasure again. For example, consider an individual repeatedly checking their social media notifications. Each time they receive a notification, their brain releases dopamine, creating a pleasurable sensation. Over time, this repeated cycle strengthens the behavior, making it increasingly difficult to break. The anticipation of another dopamine hit becomes compelling, further anchoring the obsessive behavior. The brain's reward pathways intricately link addictive behaviors with the anticipation of rewards, which significantly influences obsessive thoughts and actions. These pathways involve structures like the nucleus accumbens and the prefrontal cortex. When these brain regions are activated by cues associated with a particular reward, whether it's food, social interaction, or even work-related achievements, they prepare the individual for the possibility of a pleasurable outcome. This preparatory state often manifests as obsessive thinking, where the mind continually returns to the object of anticipation, analyzing and planning ways to secure that next reward. Operant conditioning, a concept rooted in behavioral psychology, illustrates how positive and negative reinforcement perpetuate obsessions by strengthening certain behavior patterns. Positive reinforcement occurs when a behavior is followed by a desirable outcome, like praise or pleasure, which increases the likelihood of that behavior being repeated. Conversely, negative reinforcement involves the removal of an unpleasant condition following a behavior, which also encourages recurrence. For instance, someone might obsessively clean their home because each act of cleaning removes feelings of anxiety or distress, thereby negatively reinforcing the behavior. Over time, these reinforced behaviors become deeply ingrained, forming the basis of obsessive patterns. A closer examination of external stimuli reveals their powerful influence on obsessive tendencies. In today's digital age, social media notifications serve as a prime example of such stimuli. Each notification can trigger a release of dopamine, prompting users to engage with their devices frequently. The unpredictable nature of these notifications, a like on a post, a new follower, or a message, creates a variable reward system, known to be particularly effective in reinforcing behaviors. This intermittent reinforcement schedule, akin to a slot machine's unpredictability, keeps individuals constantly checking their devices, caught in a loop of expectation and reward. Illustrating the impact of these neurobiological and psychological mechanisms are countless real-life examples. Consider the case of an artist who becomes obsessed with perfecting their craft. Initially motivated by genuine passion, they experience a dopamine rush each time they complete a piece that garners praise. As the anticipation of praise becomes more entrenched in their neural pathways, their thoughts increasingly revolve around achieving that next high. Similarly, athletes often find themselves fixated on reaching personal bests. The dopamine hits from victories or personal records reinforce their training routines, leading to an almost compulsive dedication to their sport. Moreover, the interplay between these mechanisms highlights how complex and interwoven our brain's functions are concerning obsession. It's not just about one pathway or one type of reinforcement, but a network of processes working together. Understanding this can provide valuable insights into developing strategies for managing and potentially mitigating obsessive behaviors. Cognitive behavioral approaches, mindfulness practices, and even pharmacological interventions aim to address these underlying neurobiological factors, breaking the cycle of obsession by altering the reward and reinforcement patterns. This chapter has delved into the psychological principles that define obsession, illustrating how persistent and intrusive thoughts can dominate an individual's mental landscape. By contrasting healthy passion with harmful fixation, we highlighted how intense focus can either foster personal growth or lead to maladaptive behaviors. The emotional impact of obsessions was examined, revealing how these intrusive thoughts can heighten anxiety and distress, affecting overall mental well-being. Additionally, common triggers such as trauma and significant life changes were discussed, emphasizing their role in the development of obsessive tendencies. Furthermore, the neurobiological aspects of obsession were explored, particularly the role of dopamine and reward systems in reinforcing obsessive behaviors. Through examples like social media engagement and operant conditioning, we saw how positive and negative reinforcement contribute to the persistence of these fixations. By understanding the interplay between psychological and neurobiological mechanisms, we gain insights into how obsessions form and persist. This knowledge lays a foundation for developing strategies to manage and mitigate obsessive behaviors, offering hope for those seeking to regain control over their thoughts and actions. Chapter 2: Creating the Spark. Initial steps to ignite obsession. Creating the spark of obsession requires a strategic approach that hinges on psychological principles and rapport-building techniques. The initial steps involve understanding and connecting with someone on an emotional level, which lays the groundwork for deeper attachment. This chapter delves into the nuances of creating such connections, emphasizing the importance of genuine interest and consistent communication. Throughout this chapter, readers will explore various tactics for building rapport and establishing emotional bonds. It covers methods like active listening, shared experiences, and empathy to deepen personal connections. Additionally, the use of mirroring techniques is discussed as a way to cultivate familiarity and comfort. By following these approaches, readers will learn how to create a compelling presence that captures attention and fosters lasting interest. Building rapport and establishing emotional connections. Building rapport is essential to establishing trust and connection, laying the foundation for potential obsession. One of the most effective ways to build rapport is through active listening. When you engage actively with someone, you show genuine interest in their thoughts and emotions. This involves more than just hearing what the other person is saying. Active listening requires you to focus completely on their words, tone, and body language. By doing so, you convey that you value their opinions and feelings, making them feel understood and important. To practice active listening, maintain eye contact and respond with nods or small verbal acknowledgments like, "I see," or "that makes sense." These small gestures indicate that you are paying attention. Asking open-ended questions can also encourage the other person to share more about themselves, which deepens your understanding of their perspective. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" you might ask, "What made your day interesting today?" This invites a more detailed response and shows that you are genuinely curious about their experiences. Shared experiences create a strong emotional bond between people. By participating in activities together, you create memories that the other person will associate with you. This shared history not only strengthens your connection, but also provides common ground for future interactions. Engaging in activities that both of you enjoy can make these experiences even more meaningful. Whether it's attending a concert, hiking, cooking a meal together, or even watching a favorite show, these moments shared will become cherished memories. When planning these activities, consider the other person's interests and preferences. If they love nature, organizing a weekend camping trip could be an excellent way to bond. On the other hand, if they are passionate about art, visiting a gallery or museum might be more appropriate. The key is to choose activities that will resonate with them and create opportunities for meaningful interaction. Over time, these shared experiences can create a solid emotional foundation that supports deeper connections. Consistent communication is another crucial aspect of building rapport. Regular and meaningful contact demonstrates your commitment and support, which are vital in nurturing any growing relationship. Consistency doesn't mean overwhelming the other person with messages or calls. It's about maintaining a balanced and steady flow of communication that shows you are thinking about them. This could be as simple as sending a text to say good morning, or sharing an interesting article that reminded you of a recent conversation. Moreover, the quality of your communication matters. Make sure your interactions are genuine and heartfelt. Taking the time to ask how their day went, offering encouragement, or discussing mutual interests can make a big difference. Being responsive and attentive in your conversations further reinforces that you care about their well-being and are invested in the relationship. Over time, This consistent and meaningful communication builds a strong sense of trust and reliability. Demonstrating empathy and understanding is fundamental in validating the other person's feelings and experiences, which significantly aids in building rapport. Empathy involves putting yourself in the other person's shoes and trying to understand their emotional state. Reflecting back their feelings shows that you are not only listening to their words, but also sensing their emotions. This can be done by summarizing what they've said and expressing it back to them. For instance, if they describe a frustrating experience at work, you might say, "It sounds like you're feeling really overwhelmed with your workload." This kind of empathetic response helps the other person feel heard and understood, which is incredibly validating. It reassures them that their feelings are legitimate and appreciated. Additionally, showing empathy opens the door for deeper emotional sharing, fostering a sense of closeness and intimacy. It's important to practice empathy consistently, ensuring that the other person always feels supported and validated in your presence. Guidelines can help ensure these techniques are implemented effectively. For active listening, make sure you minimize distractions when engaging with the other person. Turn off notifications on your phone and try to have conversations in quiet environments where you can concentrate fully. For shared experiences, planning in advance and considering the other person's schedule and interests can make the activities more enjoyable and meaningful. When it comes to consistent communication, setting reminders for regular check-ins can help maintain a steady flow of contact without being intrusive. Lastly, practicing empathy can be enhanced by taking time to reflect on your own emotional responses and being mindful of how you express understanding and support. Utilizing mirroring techniques to create familiarity. Mirroring behavior and emotions can create a sense of familiarity and comfort, fostering the potential for obsession. This psychological technique is grounded in the idea that people are naturally drawn to those who seem similar to them. Consequently, by subtly reflecting someone's actions and feelings, you can build an almost instinctive connection that paves the way for deeper attraction. One effective way to initiate this process is by matching body language, including posture and gestures. When you align your physical movements with another person's, it creates a subconscious sense of connection. For instance, if the person you're interacting with leans forward slightly during the conversation, mirroring this action by doing the same can promote a feeling of synchronicity. The more you adapt your body language to reflect theirs, the more comfortable and understood they are likely to feel. This technique works because our brains are wired to recognize mimicry as a form of social bonding, hence paving the way for closer ties. Beyond mere physical posturing, it is also essential to match their tone of speech and speed. When conversing, pay attention to how fast or slow they talk and adjust accordingly. If they speak softly and slowly, reciprocating with a similar tone can make the interaction feel more harmonious and engaging. On the other hand, if they are energetic and enthusiastic, matching that energy shows that you are on the same wavelength. This alignment can be particularly effective in creating rapport in both personal and professional settings. Emotional mirroring, which involves reflecting the other person's emotions, further deepens the emotional bond. This isn't just about mimicking facial expressions or vocal tones, but genuinely responding in a way that reflects shared feelings. For example, if someone shares a joyful experience, expressing excitement and happiness can amplify that moment of connection. Similarly, acknowledging and validating their emotions during moments of sadness or frustration can enhance rapport. By showing that you understand and share their emotional state, you build trust and intimacy, fundamental components of any strong relationship. Another critical aspect is behavioral mirroring, such as adopting similar interests and activities. Engaging in the same hobbies or showing interest in topics they are passionate about can make you appear more aligned and relatable. For example, if they enjoy hiking, suggesting a joint hiking trip can be an excellent way to forge a deeper connection. It demonstrates that you value their interests and are willing to invest time in shared experiences. This tactic not only makes interactions more enjoyable, but also builds a foundation of common ground, essential for long-term engagement. Furthermore, subtly reflecting their communication style can enhance understanding. If someone prefers clear, straightforward conversations, adopting a similar style can prevent misunderstandings and foster a sense of ease. Conversely, if they enjoy more expressive and detailed discussions, engaging in that manner can make the conversation flow more naturally. This adaptability signals empathy and respect for their preferred mode of interaction, contributing to a stronger bond. Creating intrigue by gradually revealing information can maintain engagement and captivate interest. Rather than sharing everything about yourself up front, introduce elements of curiosity and unpredictability. For instance, while discussing your life or experiences, leave some details vague or hint at interesting stories without fully divulging them. This approach can spark curiosity and motivate the other person to want to learn more about you over time. Maintaining an air of mystery about your intentions and motives keeps interactions dynamic and engaging. In addition, cultivating a sense of unpredictability can keep the other person intrigued and invested. Routine and predictability can sometimes lead to complacency, so introducing surprises or spontaneous plans can invigorate any relationship. For instance, planning unexpected outings or surprising them with thoughtful gestures can maintain a level of excitement and intrigue. This variability keeps the relationship fresh and continually engaging. Lastly, balancing charm with enigmatic qualities can create a magnetic persona. While it's important to be approachable and engaging, retaining an element of mystery ensures that you remain intriguing. Sharing engaging stories and insights without revealing everything maintains interest, making people curious to discover more layers of your personality. This balance prevents the relationship from becoming monotonous and contributes to sustained engagement. In this chapter, we explored the foundational steps to make someone genuinely interested in you. By focusing on active listening, you can show genuine interest and understanding, which fosters trust and emotional connection. Shared experiences also create lasting memories that strengthen bonds, while regular and meaningful communication demonstrates your commitment and reliability. These tactics build a strong foundation for deeper relationships by ensuring that the other person feels valued and understood. We also discussed mirroring techniques as a way to establish familiarity and comfort. By subtly reflecting someone's behavior, tone, and emotions, you can cultivate a sense of harmony and connection. Engaging in similar interests and activities further enhances this bond. Additionally, maintaining an element of mystery keeps the relationship dynamic and captivating. Together, these strategies create a balanced approach to nurturing interest and fostering a deeper emotional connection. Chapter 3. Advanced Techniques. Deepening the Obsession. Intensifying someone's obsession involves employing advanced psychological strategies that tap into the deeper workings of the human mind. These techniques go beyond basic methods and require a nuanced understanding of reinforcement, unpredictability, and emotional engagement. By mastering these approaches, one can create an environment where desire and anticipation are constantly heightened, leading to a more profound and enduring obsession. This chapter delves into sophisticated strategies such as intermittent reinforcement, creating unpredictability, and enhancing perceived value to deepen someone's obsession. Readers will learn how to use unpredictable rewards and varying attention levels to keep the target engaged and eager for validation. Additionally, the chapter will explore how establishing a cycle of craving and introducing scarcity can amplify desire and emotional investment. By combining these elements, individuals can elevate their influence and persuasion skills in both personal and professional relationships. Implementing intermittent reinforcement to enhance desire. Intermittent reinforcement is a powerful psychological tool that can significantly intensify someone's obsession. By creating an environment of unpredictability and varied rewards, the target can be led into a state of heightened anticipation and desire. One effective strategy for utilizing intermittent reinforcement is employing unpredictable rewards. This involves implementing a reward system where the recipient receives varying levels of attention or affection. For instance, imagine someone receives enthusiastic praise for their work on some days, but gets little to no feedback on others. This variability keeps them constantly guessing and eager to receive recognition. The key here is not to establish a predictable pattern. When rewards are given sporadically rather than consistently, the target's mind becomes more engaged, always anticipating when the next burst of attention might arrive. Creating a sense of unpredictability goes hand in hand with this approach. Keeping the target guessing about when the next reinforcement will occur leads to a continuous desire for validation and attention. For example, in a professional setting, a manager might occasionally offer spontaneous compliments or unexpected bonuses without any set schedule. This randomness fuels a sense of uncertainty, making the target strive harder in their tasks, hoping to catch the next wave of approval. The lack of predictability ensures that the person remains on edge, constantly seeking affirmation. The next critical element is establishing a cycle of craving. Start by providing frequent reinforcements to hook the target initially. Gradually, these intervals can be stretched out, increasing the periods between each positive reinforcement. For instance, if you're looking to deepen someone's involvement in a personal relationship, you might start by showering them with daily messages or calls. Over time, you begin to space these interactions farther apart. As the gaps widen, the person's anticipation and longing for the next moment of connection grow stronger, thereby intensifying their interest and emotional investment. Enhancing perceived value is another vital aspect. By associating the relationship with rare or special experiences, you make every interaction feel significant and valuable. Think about exclusive events, unique gifts, or deeply personal gestures that can't easily be replicated. For example, inviting someone to a once-in-a-lifetime concert or sharing a highly personal anecdote creates a bond that feels exceptional and irreplaceable. This tactic leverages the scarcity principle. When something is perceived as rare or hard to come by, its value increases in the eyes of the recipient. Utilizing unpredictable rewards effectively can transform otherwise mundane interactions into points of intense engagement. For those focused on harnessing this technique in personal relationships, consider mixing up your gestures of affection. Some days, a simple text message might suffice, while on other days, plan an elaborate date or surprise gift. In professional settings, vary the way you recognize achievements. Alternate between public recognition, personal thank you notes, or even small, thoughtful tokens of appreciation. The recipient should never be able to predict how or when they will be acknowledged. Creating a sense of unpredictability demands a delicate balance. Avoid patterns or routines that the target can decipher. If you're aiming to keep someone's interest piqued, always leave room for the unexpected. An excellent illustration is a mentor who offers guidance inconsistently. Sometimes, they might provide detailed feedback on a project, while at other times, they could simply give a brief nod of approval or remain silent. This unpredictability compels the mentee to continuously seek the mentor's input, deepening their commitment to the relationship. In establishing a cycle of craving, it's important to note that timing is everything. Introduce longer and longer pauses between reinforcements so subtly that the target doesn't immediately notice the shift. If done correctly, they will find themselves more invested over time, trying harder to obtain that next bit of attention or affection. It's the anticipation built during the waiting period that strengthens their desire and obsession. For instance, if someone is used to daily affirmations, gradually shifting to only a few positive remarks per week makes them yearn even more for each interaction. Lastly, enhancing the perceived value in every encounter ensures that each interaction leaves a lasting impact. Craft experiences that are memorable and tailored uniquely to the individual. In personal relationships, this could mean planning a heartfelt gesture based on shared memories or mutual interests. Professionally, this could involve recognizing someone's contributions with unique opportunities or responsibilities that align with their career aspirations. The more exclusive and personalized the experience, the deeper the emotional investment from the target. Crafting personalized experiences based on individual traits. Understanding the target's preferences is the first key to deepening their emotional connection. This process begins by identifying what truly resonates with the individual. Everyone has unique likes, dislikes, hobbies, and interests that define them. By pinpointing these specifics, you can tailor your interactions to align with their tastes. For instance, if someone is passionate about a particular genre of music, incorporating this into shared activities can create a sense of familiarity and comfort. Imagine organizing a surprise involving their favorite band, or discussing topics that excite them. Such gestures make the person feel seen and understood, which is fundamental for building a deeper connection. Creating emotional resonance requires designing experiences that evoke strong emotions or memories. Emotions are powerful drivers of human behavior. They influence decisions and shape perceptions. Tap into this by crafting moments that elicit joy, nostalgia, excitement, or even a hint of mystery. Take, for example, the power of shared adventures, such as visiting a place of significance from their childhood, or engaging in an adrenaline-pumping activity they have always wanted to try. These emotionally charged experiences can forge lasting memories, strengthening the bond between you and the target. To illustrate further, consider the impact of nostalgia. Revisiting treasured memories from one's past can evoke a deep emotional response. Creating an experience around a cherished memory, like recreating a childhood event or revisiting a significant place, taps into these emotions. Picture arranging a day trip to their hometown, or planning a meal that replicates a beloved family recipe. These tailored experiences ignite a profound sense of connection, making the individual more likely to develop a stronger attachment. Building a personalized narrative is another effective strategy. Crafting a shared story that aligns with the target's personal values and aspirations can significantly enhance the depth of the relationship. This involves understanding their dreams, goals, and core values, and weaving them into your collective journey. Suppose your target values adventure and exploration. Creating a narrative around shared travel plans or embarking on new ventures together can resonate deeply. It's essential to ensure that these narratives feel authentic and genuinely interconnected with their life stories. For instance, if the individual aspires to be more adventurous, you could encourage and participate in activities that align with this aspiration. Plan trips to new places, try out adventure sports, or take up a new hobby together. The key is to create a storyline where both of you are protagonists, working towards common objectives that reflect their ambitions. This shared narrative fosters a sense of unity and a deeper emotional connection. Emphasizing scarcity is a psychological tactic that can enhance desire and obsession. By highlighting limited opportunities for interaction or connection, you increase the value placed on those interactions. Scarcity can be created by making yourself less available, ensuring that each moment spent together feels precious. For instance, deliberately spacing out meetings or making certain activities exclusive can heighten anticipation and desire. When individuals perceive that something is rare or time-limited, they tend to value it more highly and seek it out with greater intensity. This principle can also be applied by selectively sharing aspects of yourself or your time. Being somewhat elusive or unpredictable in your availability can create a sense of rarity. When every interaction isn't guaranteed, each becomes more special, intensifying the individual's longing and appreciation for when you do connect. For example, if you usually spend time together once a week, occasionally changing the routine to once every 2 weeks can make your meetings more eagerly anticipated. In practical terms, think of ways to introduce elements of exclusivity. Perhaps there are certain activities, conversations, or places that are reserved just for the two of you. By creating exclusive experiences, you foster a feeling of privilege and uniqueness, enhancing the overall perceived value of your relationship. It's important to balance this carefully. Too much scarcity can lead to frustration rather than desire. Applying these strategies involves a delicate dance of understanding, emotional engagement, and calculated scarcity. To summarize, begin by thoroughly understanding the target's preferences. What makes them tick? What are their passions and interests? Use this knowledge to craft tailored experiences that resonate with them emotionally. Design moments that evoke strong feelings, whether through nostalgic events or thrilling adventures. Next, build a personalized narrative that aligns with their values and aspirations. Show genuine interest in their goals, and weave your activities around achieving these together. Make the journey feel shared and significant. Lastly, emphasize scarcity by ensuring that interactions are perceived as precious and limited. Create a sense of exclusivity and occasional unpredictability to heighten their longing and appreciation. In this chapter, we've explored sophisticated strategies to intensify someone's obsession through intermittent reinforcement. By introducing unpredictability and varying rewards, we can create a heightened sense of anticipation and desire. The goal is to keep the target guessing and eager for the next burst of attention, whether in personal or professional relationships. This approach ensures that each interaction is significant and keeps the individual continuously seeking validation and connection. Moreover, establishing a cycle of craving and enhancing perceived value are essential techniques. Gradual increases in the intervals between positive reinforcements can deepen emotional investment. Additionally, making every interaction unique and significant, whether through exclusive experiences or deeply personal gestures, ensures that the bond feels irreplaceable. These methods leverage psychological principles like scarcity and tailored engagement to foster stronger connections and heightened interest. Chapter 4. Profiling your target. Tailoring your approach. Profiling your target is the key to tailoring your approach for maximum effectiveness. Understanding the unique personality traits of individuals allows you to craft strategies that resonate deeply with their intrinsic characteristics, making your influence more impactful. By delving into the psychology behind different personalities, you can uncover what drives a person's behavior and decisions. This chapter will explore how to identify key personality types, such as dominant, submissive, introverted, and extroverted, and leverage this understanding to customize your manipulation tactics. Throughout the chapter, we will discuss various methods for analyzing and categorizing personality profiles, focusing on both overt and subtle traits. You'll learn techniques for engaging with dominant personalities by challenging them intellectually and acknowledging their achievements, ensuring that your approaches align with their leadership qualities. We will also cover strategies for supporting and guiding submissive individuals by creating environments where they feel safe and appreciated, thus increasing their dependence on you. The chapter will provide insights into connecting with introverts through one-on-one interactions and ample reflection time, and harnessing the enthusiasm of extroverts by engaging them in social dynamics. By the end of this chapter, you will have a comprehensive toolkit for crafting highly personalized and effective persuasion techniques based on detailed personality profiling. Identifying key personality types and their vulnerabilities. Analyzing dominant personalities can be crucial when tailoring your manipulation tactics. Individuals with dominant traits tend to exhibit assertiveness, confidence, and a clear sense of leadership. These individuals often thrive in environments where they can take control and make significant decisions. To adapt your strategies accordingly, it is essential to understand these characteristics deeply. For example, a dominant personality often enjoys being challenged intellectually and thrives on achieving their goals. When engaging with such individuals, presenting challenges or obstacles that they must overcome can stimulate their competitive nature. This approach can make them more receptive to your influence, as they see you as a worthy adversary or partner in their pursuit of success. Additionally, dominant individuals appreciate recognition and respect. Acknowledging their achievements and showing admiration for their accomplishments can go a long way in gaining their trust and attention. By positioning yourself as someone who recognizes their strengths, you can subtly guide their actions and decisions to align with your objectives. On the other hand, Assessing submissive personalities requires a different approach. These individuals tend to be more passive, agreeable, and often avoid confrontation. They may exhibit signs of low self-confidence and are usually driven by a need for acceptance and support from others. Influencing a submissive personality involves identifying these vulnerabilities and strategically using them to your advantage. For instance, creating an environment where a submissive individual feels safe and supported can increase their dependence on you. Offering guidance and reassurance can make them more likely to follow your lead as they look to you for direction and approval. It is crucial to strike a balance between providing support and maintaining control, ensuring that they remain reliant on your influence. Moreover, recognizing the value of positive reinforcement cannot be overlooked. Submissive personalities respond well to praise and encouragement. By consistently acknowledging their efforts and achievements, you reinforce their behavior and solidify your position as a trusted authority figure in their lives. Understanding introverted personalities necessitates a more nuanced approach. Introverts are typically characterized by their reflective nature, preference for solitude, and careful consideration before speaking or acting. They derive energy from within and often engage in deep thought and introspection. Crafting approaches that cater to their reflective disposition can enhance your ability to manipulate them effectively. One effective strategy is to create opportunities for one-on-one interactions. Introverts are more comfortable in smaller, intimate settings, where they can express themselves without feeling overwhelmed. By choosing quieter environments for discussions, you can foster a sense of comfort and openness, making them more receptive to your influence. Furthermore, providing ample time for reflection and decision-making can be beneficial. Introverts appreciate the opportunity to analyze information thoroughly before committing to any course of action. Giving them time and space to process your suggestions can lead to more favorable outcomes, as they will feel that their thoughtful considerations have been respected. When dealing with introverts, it is also important to focus on building a strong emotional connection. They value meaningful relationships and are more likely to be swayed by someone they trust and admire. Sharing personal stories, demonstrating empathy, and actively listening to their concerns can help establish this connection, making them more amenable to your influence. Recognizing extroverted personalities involves capitalizing on their social nature and enthusiasm for interaction. Extroverts are outgoing, energetic, and thrive in social settings. They draw energy from external sources and enjoy engaging with others. Leveraging their affinity for social interactions can be a powerful tool in manipulating extroverted individuals. Encourage group activities and collaborative efforts to engage extroverts effectively. They enjoy being part of a team and participating in dynamic discussions. Organizing social events or brainstorming sessions can captivate their interest and allow you to steer conversations and actions in your desired direction. Using humor and excitement in your interactions can also appeal to extroverts. They are often drawn to lively and entertaining exchanges. Infusing your communication with enthusiasm and positivity can create a sense of camaraderie, making them more likely to align with your viewpoints and suggestions. Additionally, acknowledging their contributions in public forums can be highly effective. Extroverts seek validation from their peers and enjoy receiving recognition for their efforts. By praising them in front of others, you reinforce their behavior and strengthen your influence over them. While each personality type requires distinct strategies, some general principles apply across the board. Building rapport, demonstrating empathy, and understanding the unique motivations of each individual are foundational elements in effective manipulation. Establishing trust and credibility is paramount, as people are more likely to be influenced by those they perceive as genuine and reliable. In summary, analyzing dominant personalities involves recognizing their assertive traits and adapting strategies that challenge and respect their leadership qualities. Assessing submissive personalities requires identifying vulnerabilities and providing support and positive reinforcement to maintain control. Understanding introverted personalities necessitates crafting approaches that cater to their reflective nature and building strong emotional connections. Recognizing extroverted personalities involves leveraging their social interactions and enthusiasm to guide their behavior. Adapting strategies to different attachment styles. Tailoring manipulation tactics based on attachment styles for heightened impact. Understanding the attachment styles of your targets is essential to tailoring manipulation tactics effectively. Attachment styles, originating from early human development, significantly influence how individuals form and maintain relationships throughout their lives. By recognizing and strategizing according to these styles, you can maximize your persuasive impact. Secure attachment. Building trust and connection for sustainable influence. Individuals with a secure attachment style feel comfortable with intimacy and autonomy. They trust others easily and maintain balanced relationships. To influence those with a secure attachment effectively, focus on building a genuine connection. Establish rapport by showing empathy and reliability. Guideline: initiate open, honest conversations and consistently demonstrate dependability. Be transparent in your intentions and actions, as this builds trust over time. For instance, share personal stories that reveal vulnerability and invite them to do the same. By creating a safe space for open dialogue, you lay the foundation for sustainable influence. Consider Jane, a securely attached individual. When her colleague Mark needed to persuade her to support a new project, he started by discussing their shared values and goals. Through consistent and reliable communication, Mark earned Jane's trust, securing her enthusiastic support for the project. Anxious attachment, using reassurance and validation to maintain control. People with an anxious attachment style often crave validation and fear rejection. They need constant reassurance to feel secure in their relationships. To manipulate someone with this attachment style, provide frequent reassurances and affirm their worth. Guideline: offer regular compliments and affirmations. Show appreciation for their contributions and make them feel valued. This tactic helps you maintain control over the relationship by keeping their anxiety at bay. For instance, if you want someone with an anxious attachment to follow your lead at work, commend their ideas frequently and thank them for their input. Take Sam, who has an anxious attachment style. His manager, Laura, wanted him to take on a challenging task. Knowing Sam's need for reassurance, Laura acknowledged his past successes and expressed confidence in his abilities. By continually validating Sam's efforts, she maintained control and motivated him to excel. Avoidant attachment, employing independence and space to intrigue and captivate. Individuals with avoidant attachment value their independence and often shy away from deep emotional connections. They prefer to keep others at arm's length to protect themselves from potential hurt. To manipulate someone with an avoidant attachment style, respect their need for space and promote independence. Guideline: avoid overwhelming them with emotional demands. Instead, foster a sense of curiosity by being somewhat elusive and self-reliant. Present yourself as independent and capable, which will intrigue them and encourage engagement on their terms. For example, when working with an avoidantly attached colleague, give them tasks that allow for autonomy and occasional collaboration. For instance, Alex, who has an avoidant attachment style, was approached by his team leader, Sarah, for a collaborative project. Understanding Alex's preference for independence, Sarah gave him the flexibility to manage his part of the project autonomously while maintaining open lines of communication. This approach kept Alex engaged and invested in the project's success. Fearful attachment, balancing comfort and challenge to establish dominance. People with a fearful attachment style experience conflicting desires for closeness and independence. They are often wary of getting too close, but also fear being left alone. To manipulate someone with a fearful attachment style, balance providing comfort with presenting subtle challenges. Guideline: alternate between offering support and introducing controlled challenges. This technique captivates their attention and establishes your dominance in the relationship. For example, offer assistance when they face difficulties, and then push them slightly out of their comfort zone to build their confidence and reliance on you. Consider Emma, who has a fearful attachment style. Her mentor, John, wanted her to develop leadership skills. John provided guidance and comfort during stressful situations, but he also encouraged Emma to take on new responsibilities gradually. By striking a balance between comfort and challenge, John helped Emma grow confident in her capabilities, while strengthening his influence over her. In this chapter, we have delved into the intricacies of identifying key personality types and customizing manipulation tactics accordingly. By understanding the traits of dominant, submissive, introverted, and extroverted personalities, you can tailor your approaches to effectively influence each type. Dominant personalities respond well to intellectual challenges and recognition, while submissive individuals seek support and positive reinforcement. Introverts prefer intimate settings and thoughtful interactions, whereas extroverts thrive on social engagement and public validation. Additionally, we explored how different attachment styles, secure, anxious, avoidant, and fearful, impact relationship dynamics and influence strategies. Establishing trust with securely attached individuals involves open and honest communication, while those with anxious attachments require constant reassurance. Avoidantly attached individuals value independence and space, and those with fearful attachments need a balance of comfort and challenge. By recognizing these nuances, you can refine your persuasion techniques to maximize impact across varying personality types and attachment styles. Chapter 5: Ethical Boundaries and Potential Pitfalls. Understanding the ethical boundaries and potential pitfalls of using manipulation tactics is essential for anyone seeking to enhance their persuasion and influence skills. Manipulation, when used unethically, can severely damage professional and personal relationships by undermining trust and mutual respect. This chapter delves into the subtle distinctions between ethical persuasion and harmful manipulation, emphasizing the importance of maintaining integrity while influencing others. Throughout this chapter, readers will explore how respecting personal autonomy is vital in any interaction, whether in a workplace setting or within personal relationships. The discussion will cover scenarios where ethical boundaries are often tested, like professional environments where managers may need to motivate employees, and intimate relationships where partners might influence each other's decisions. Additionally, the chapter will address the consequences of crossing these ethical lines, including the erosion of trust and the potential psychological impacts on those being manipulated. With practical examples and insights, this chapter aims to equip readers with the knowledge to recognize and navigate these complex situations ethically, understanding consent and the moral implications of manipulation. The ethical boundaries of manipulation are crucial to understand when enhancing persuasion and influence skills. Respecting personal boundaries is fundamental in any relationship. When persuading someone, one must remember that every individual has the right to make their own decisions without feeling coerced. This respect for autonomy ensures that influence remains ethical and does not cross into manipulation. Personal boundaries exist to protect individuals' emotional and mental well-being, and disregarding them can lead to significant harm. Take, for instance, a professional environment where a manager uses persuasive tactics to motivate an employee. If this motivation respects the employee's boundaries, understanding their personal circumstances and limits, it fosters a healthy working relationship. Conversely, pushing an employee beyond their comfort zone without regard for their autonomy can lead to stress, resentment, and ultimately, a breakdown in trust. Manipulation without consent is fundamentally a violation of trust. Trust is built on the premise that both parties respect each other's boundaries and choices. When one manipulates another without their knowledge or consent, it breaches this trust and can damage the integrity of the relationship. Trust, once broken, is incredibly difficult to rebuild. In personal relationships, such as between friends or partners, This could manifest as controlling behavior masked as caring actions, which undermines the other person's ability to freely choose their path. Consider a scenario where one partner in a relationship continually persuades the other to make certain lifestyle changes. If done with clear communication and mutual agreement, it strengthens the bond. However, if one partner manipulates the other into making these changes under false pretenses or pressure, it erodes the foundation of trust. The manipulated partner may feel betrayed upon discovering the truth, leading to feelings of anger and disappointment. Mutual respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, whether personal or professional. It involves recognizing and valuing each other's perspectives and decisions. When engaging in persuasive techniques, it is essential to approach with an attitude of respect. This means listening actively and understanding the motivations and concerns of the person being persuaded. By doing so, you create an environment where influence can occur naturally and ethically. For example, in a team setting, a leader who respects their team's input and feedback is likely to gain their trust and cooperation. This respect encourages open communication and allows the team members to feel valued and heard. In contrast, a leader who imposes their will without considering the team's perspective can demoralize and alienate their members, reducing overall effectiveness and fostering resentment. Ignoring ethical considerations in manipulation can lead to severe consequences. Ethical guidelines serve as a framework to ensure that interactions remain fair and just. Disregarding these guidelines can result in immediate negative outcomes, such as damaged relationships and loss of credibility. Over time, habitual unethical manipulation can lead to more profound psychological effects, including decreased self-esteem and increased anxiety for the manipulated individual. In the workplace, a culture that tolerates unethical manipulation can create an environment of fear and mistrust. Employees may feel constantly on edge, unsure of their standing, and wary of their colleagues and superiors. This atmosphere stifles creativity and collaboration, as employees become more focused on protecting themselves rather than contributing innovatively to the company's goals. To understand the full impact of crossing these boundaries, consider the broader social implications. When people employ manipulation unethically on a larger scale, such as within political campaigns or marketing strategies, it can erode public trust in institutions and industries. An audience that feels deceived is less likely to engage positively in future interactions, creating a cycle of skepticism and withdrawal from public discourse. Taking all these points into consideration, it becomes evident that manipulation should never replace genuine communication and honesty. Ethical persuasion is about finding common ground and fostering an environment where both parties feel respected and understood. When approaching any form of influence, always aim to amplify mutual benefits rather than pursuing a one-sided advantage. By maintaining ethical standards, relationships are not only preserved but also strengthened, fostering a culture of trust and respect. Recognizing signs of unhealthy obsession and taking responsibility. Recognizing the warning signs of obsession in relationships is crucial for maintaining healthy and balanced interactions. Obsession can often be mistaken for intense affection, but there are key indicators that differentiate it from genuine love or care. One of the fundamental signs of unhealthy obsession includes an overwhelming need to know every detail of the partner's life, leading to constant checking of their whereabouts, social media accounts, and even their interactions with others. This behavior stems from a deep-rooted insecurity and fear of losing control, which can suffocate the other person. Another common indicator of obsession is extreme jealousy. While mild jealousy is natural in relationships, an obsessive individual experiences it intensely and frequently, without any justifiable cause. They might become overly possessive, questioning their partner's loyalty and honesty repeatedly. This creates a toxic environment filled with mistrust and anxiety. The obsessed person may also isolate their partner from friends and family, seeing them as potential threats to the relationship. This isolation tactic further ensnares the partner, making them more dependent on the obsessed individual. Recognizing controlling behaviors within a relationship is another facet of identifying obsession. Control manifests in various ways, such as dictating what the partner should wear, who they should talk to, and how they should spend their time. This stifles personal freedom and autonomy, leading to feelings of resentment and loss of self-identity. Controlling individuals often manipulate situations to their advantage, using guilt or emotional blackmail to get their way. They may insist on making all major decisions, disregarding their partner's opinions and desires. This dynamic shifts the balance of power and undermines the foundation of mutual respect and equality that is essential in healthy relationships. To counter obsessive tendencies, it's vital to emphasize the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions. Acknowledging one's own behavior and its impact on others is a significant step towards fostering healthier dynamics. When individuals fail to recognize their controlling or obsessive traits, they cannot make the necessary changes to improve their relationships. Personal responsibility involves owning up to one's mistakes, apologizing sincerely, and making a conscious effort to change harmful behaviors. It also means understanding that each person in a relationship deserves respect, trust, and freedom. Self-reflection plays a pivotal role in preventing harmful behaviors and promoting healthy interactions. Regularly examining one's actions, thoughts, and motivations helps in identifying patterns that could lead to obsession. Self-awareness allows individuals to understand the root causes of their insecurities and fears, providing a pathway to address these issues constructively. For instance, if someone realizes that their jealousy stems from past experiences of betrayal, they can seek professional help to work through these emotions instead of projecting them onto their current partner. Encouraging open and honest communication within relationships is another effective strategy to prevent obsession. Partners should feel safe expressing their concerns, boundaries, and needs without fear of retribution or judgment. Constructive dialogue fosters mutual understanding and helps in resolving conflicts calmly and respectfully. It is essential to create an environment where both partners feel valued and heard. By doing so, the relationship can thrive on a foundation of trust and empathy rather than control and domination. In addition to communication, setting clear boundaries is crucial. Boundaries define acceptable and unacceptable behaviors, ensuring that both partners have a shared understanding of each other's limits. Respecting these boundaries is a sign of a healthy relationship. If an individual consistently oversteps their partner's boundaries despite knowing them, it indicates a lack of respect and consideration, further fueling obsessive tendencies. Boundary setting is not just about physical space, but also emotional and psychological limits. For example, constantly demanding reassurance or validation can be draining for the other partner. Recognizing when such demands become excessive and learning to self-soothe can alleviate strain on the relationship. Building emotional resilience enables individuals to handle their anxieties independently, reducing dependence on their partner for constant support. Finally, seeking external support through therapy or counseling can be instrumental in managing obsession and controlling behaviors. Professional guidance provides tools and strategies to understand and modify destructive patterns. Therapy sessions offer a safe space to explore underlying issues that contribute to obsessive tendencies, whether they stem from past trauma, low self-esteem, or other psychological factors. Engaging in therapeutic practices demonstrates a commitment to personal growth and the well-being of the relationship. In this chapter, we have explored the ethical considerations and potential dangers of using manipulation tactics. We examined how respecting personal boundaries is crucial in maintaining healthy relationships, whether in a professional or personal setting. Manipulation that ignores consent can erode trust, causing significant harm to the emotional and mental well-being of individuals involved. By highlighting scenarios where ethical persuasion fosters trust and mutual respect, we have seen that genuine communication and honesty are paramount in any interaction. Furthermore, disregarding ethical guidelines in manipulation can lead to severe consequences, including damaged relationships and loss of credibility. Unethical manipulation not only affects immediate interactions, but can also have broader social implications, undermining public trust in institutions and industries. Recognizing these risks underscores the importance of maintaining high ethical standards in persuasion efforts. By prioritizing respect and understanding, we can create environments where influence occurs naturally and beneficially for all parties involved. Conclusion. Throughout this book, we have delved into the intricate world of obsession, exploring its psychological roots and strategic applications. We've learned that mastering the art of obsession requires a deep understanding of human behavior and the power dynamics at play. From recognizing the subtle cues in our interactions to leveraging these insights for greater influence, we've uncovered both the potential benefits and the inherent risks associated with this powerful facet of human nature. We've also underscored the importance of ethical boundaries. It's easy to be seduced by the promise of success through manipulation, but such paths are fraught with moral dilemmas. Manipulating others for personal gain is a slippery slope that can erode trust, damage relationships, and ultimately backfire. Thus, it's crucial to approach the subject with a clear moral compass, ensuring that our pursuit of influence is conducted with integrity and respect for others. This is not merely about achieving results, but doing so in a way that honors the dignity and autonomy of those around us. As we move forward from here, it's essential to take a moment for self-reflection. Consider how the themes of obsession and control manifest in your own life. Are there areas where you might be exerting undue influence on others? Conversely, are there situations where an understanding of these dynamics could help you navigate complex interactions more effectively? By becoming more aware of our behaviors and motivations, we can transcend mere manipulation and foster genuine connections rooted in empathy and authenticity. The journey we've undertaken together doesn't end here. Rather, it opens the door to further exploration and growth. The knowledge shared within these pages is just the beginning of a deeper dive into the complexities of human psychology and behavior. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and continue to learn and evolve. As you apply these insights in your personal and professional relationships, remember that true mastery comes from continuous learning and adaptation. In today's fast-paced world, the ability to persuade and influence effectively is more valuable than ever. Whether you're negotiating a business deal, guiding a team, or fostering personal relationships, the principles discussed in this book can serve as powerful tools in your toolkit. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Always be mindful of the ethical implications of your actions, and strive to wield your influence for the betterment of all involved. Reflecting on the journey we've taken together, it's evident that obsession can be a double-edged sword. When harnessed correctly, it can drive individuals towards achieving remarkable feats. However, when left unchecked, it can lead to destructive patterns and toxic relationships. Understanding the balance between these extremes is key to leveraging the power of obsession in a healthy, productive manner. Think about the various scenarios we've explored, how obsession influences decision-making, shapes behaviors, and impacts relationships. Each example underscores the transformative potential of this powerful force. Yet, they also remind us of the vulnerabilities and pitfalls that come with it. By staying attuned to these dynamics, we can navigate the fine line between constructive influence and harmful manipulation. It's worth reiterating that the ethical considerations we've discussed must remain at the forefront of our minds. In our quest for success and influence, we must never lose sight of the fundamental principles of respect and integrity. Manipulation, when used unethically, can create lasting harm and undermine the very goals we seek to achieve. Instead, let us aim to inspire, uplift, and empower those we interact with, fostering environments of mutual respect and collaboration. As we conclude this exploration, I encourage you to engage in ongoing self-reflection. Take stock of how you've applied the concepts of obsession and influence in your life thus far. Are there areas where you could improve? situations where a different approach might yield better results. By cultivating a habit of introspection, you equip yourself with the awareness needed to refine your strategies and enhance your interactions. Moreover, don't let this book be the end of your journey. There is a wealth of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered. Dive deeper into the fields of psychology, behavioral science, and human dynamics. Attend workshops, read more books, engage in discussions with experts, and seek out new perspectives. The more you understand about the intricacies of human behavior, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the challenges and opportunities that come your way. To sum up, our deep dive into the realm of obsession has yielded valuable insights that can significantly enhance your persuasion and influence skills. Yet the wisdom gained must always be tempered with ethical mindfulness and a commitment to authentic connection. As you move forward, remember that the power of obsession lies not in domination, but in the ability to foster meaningful, respectful relationships that stand the test of time. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. May the lessons learned serve as a foundation for continued growth and success in all your personal and professional endeavors. Keep striving, keep reflecting, and most importantly, keep learning. The path to mastery is an ongoing adventure, and I have no doubt that you're well on your way to becoming a truly influential force for good in the world.